Good night, everyone. Once again, my name is Evelino Mervilius, and welcome to my channel. Tonight, I'm going to present and discuss to you one of the most difficult and delicate subject in the world. And tonight's lesson is designed to help you to understand and make the difference between the New Testament church and the denominational doctrines. But tonight's lesson also is entitled The Denominational Doctrines and Their Origins. The first thing I want you to understand tonight is that denominations were not in God's plan, because His plan was to establish one church in the world. And this is the New Testament church. This church was established early in the first century, meaning 33 AD. The first denomination had officially started around 606 AD, meaning 573 years after the New Testament church was established. And this can give you a better understanding concerning the New Testament church and the denominational doctrines. One was established in 33 AD, and the next one and the first denomination was established in 606, meaning 573 years after the New Testament church was established. This denomination group, so-called the Universal Church, was presenting itself as the New Testament church that was established early in the first century. But unfortunately, it was not so. And it was around 900 years after the so-called Universal Church that all the other denominational doctrines began to take place in the world. And the first denominational doctrine that was created by men, firstly, around 1053 AD, meaning 447 years after the so-called Universal Church had started. And the name of this denomination was the Greek Orthodox Church, and it had started in Greece. The second denominational doctrine was established by a group of men around 1457 AD, meaning 851 years after the so-called Universal Church was established. And the name of this denomination was the Moravian Church, and it was established in Cornwall, Bohemia. The third one was the Mennonite Church, and it was established in 1525 AD, meaning 919 years after the so-called Universal Church was established, and it was established in Zurich, Switzerland. And the fourth one was the Lutheran Church, it was the most popular. It was created around 1530 AD, meaning 924 years after the so-called Universal Church was established. And it was established in Augsburg, Germany. And it was after Martin Luther, who was a member, a priest of the so-called Universal Church, had discovered the 95 Theses and decided to reform the so-called Universal Church instead of going back to the New Testament Church that was established early in the first century. As I close, one of the things that I want you to remember is that the New Testament Church was established early in the first century, meaning 33 AD, whereas the first denomination was established in 606, meaning 573 years after the New Testament Church was established. And also, the New Testament Church was God's plan. And also, the New Testament Church was established at Jerusalem, whereas the denominational doctrines were established at different places and were created by different group of people. This should give you a better understanding and help you to understand and make the difference between the New Testament Church and the denominational doctrines. Now, what are some of the things that you need to know? One of the things that you need to know is that there is nowhere in the Bible that the scriptures speak about the denominational doctrines. And also, the New Testament Church has only one head, who is Jesus Christ, whereas the denominational doctrines have different heads. And also, the Bible tells us that there are three types of doctrines in the Bible. The first one is the doctrine of men, according to Colossians, the second chapter, verses 1 to 22, and Matthew, the 15th chapter, verses 7 to 9. And the Bible speaks about the denominations. And the doctrine of demon, according to 1 Timothy 4, verses 1 to 4, the Bible also speaks about the denominations, because some of the denominations practice the doctrine of demon and some practice the doctrine of men. But the last one and the best one and the only one that the Bible accepts is the doctrine of Christ, according to 2 John verses 9 to 11, the New Testament Church. Before I leave, I want to share this verse with you. Matthew, the 7th chapter, and verse 21. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father in heaven. Thank you for your time, and I hope that this lesson will bring a plus for you and will help you to make the difference between the New Testament church and the denominational doctrines. Thank you for your time. Please subscribe, share, like, leave a comment, and feel free, if you have any questions, text me and I will give you a Bible answer. Thank you for your time, and may the good God bless you all. Thank you.